Folks, Diaochan is back in Watcher of Realms, and this is such phenomenal news for so many players because, in many ways, she is the single best hero in the game. There's a lot of ways to evaluate that, but when it comes to sheer versatility among nearly every piece of content, incredible utility, and honestly, just dominating her role, there's no one better than Diaochan. She is a home run unit, and on top of that, if you have her but you do not yet have her A1 is the singular best awakening in the game. Certainly, it is the #1 best investment you can make with an unpolished soulstone. However, if you already have a copy, you could go pick up your guaranteed Diaochan on this banner and get a guaranteed A1 from the previous copy and the new one you're picking up without using any unpolished soulstones. Outside of that, if you don't have her at all, oh my god, getting her is the most important thing you can do for yourself right now in the game. That goes for any other possible banner, any other possible hero, does not matter. You need to get yourself a Diaochan and then start focusing A1, or if you already have her and you don't have A1, go ahead and get this A1. But there are a couple key things and sticky points I want to investigate. If you already have Diaochan, should you be summoning on this banner? And how does this weekend's banner, which starts tomorrow already, featuring Aeris, who is insanely strong and recently buffed, making him even stronger, and the brand new excellent healer and support Eirlys, how does this inform your decision? So let's start at the beginning and let's get into this.
Fastidious.
And of course, guys, with such a big summoning weekend in Watcher of Realms, we will be doing a pulse party tomorrow for Diaochan, Eirlys, and Aeris, and as you might guess, pity manipulation between the two banners. I highly suggest you sign up for that. It should be a lot of fun. That will be at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central European Time. There'll be a Google form in the description in the top pinned comment for you to sign up. Hope to see you there. The #1 thing I want to shout out, aside from should you summon, though obviously this is a should you summon video. How the heck are you guys, by the way? I'm Fastidious. Welcome to the channel. If you are new here, please do subscribe. Every day we're getting closer to 50,000 subscribers, which is immensely cool. But outside of the should you summon aspect of this video, I do want to talk about the Star-Crossed Romance event. And yes, they are running the full event. And that is absolutely phenomenal news. And the fact that they are rerunning her entire event once again is such good news for the entire player base as a whole. We get a story mode with tons of free goodies. We get a challenge mode that you can farm daily for even more free stuff. And on top of that, you will be racking up through all of this as well as a quest line, all of the redeem currency resources you need. So we have the virtuous plumes and we have the vicious plumes. These will be used in the redemption shop, and this was one of the better shops we've ever had, and they of course are running it back. So in this shop, there are so many nice things. If you want a full video breaking down the shop, I can knock out a quick one tomorrow. Let me know in the comments. I'm assuming I can do a quick overview right now, but if you want a full video, let me know. Why is this shop so good? Well, we have the exclusive artifact for Diaochan and for Lubu. Lubu, also one of the very strong heroes in this game, but Diaochan's exclusive is absolutely phenomenal, and eventually you really want to get it promo 5, so getting this initial base copy or another promotion is going to be huge for so many people. Lubu's artifact as well is his best in slot. If you have Lubu, pick it up. If you don't have Lubu, pick it up. Whenever you get him, you're going to want to use it. And again, if you already have it, but you don't have it maxed, you will want promotions. Then 3 gear recasting hammers. Gear recasting hammers are so insanely valuable in this game. Next up, we get a total of 5 ancient summons. That is phenomenal. They're coming in the form of shards. Every 30 shards, you can craft an ancient summon, and there are 150 shards to be gotten. So go ahead, get them all. You'll be able to max out this shop if you stay on top of everything, guys. Then we have all these diamonds, phenomenal. 2 legendary skill crystals, absolutely immense. And then all these rare summons. On top of that, you can also get some static stamina as well. Some of these huge stamina pots, there are 10 of them. This is such a good redeem shop. At the time, it was maybe the best one we'd ever seen. I'd say at this point, it's one of the best ever. This is an event you're going to want to stay on top of, do your daily challenge farming, and you're going to want to max out the shop, at least pick up all those good key things. There's really no excuse. It's a really easy event. Go ahead and do it. So, As you do that event as well, you're going to get additional summons, additional diamonds, and it is going to lighten the load that it takes to get Diaochan. Diaochan obviously is a limited hero, so she is thus a 200 summon guaranteed hero. This means if you have not pulled her by summon 200, you're guaranteed to get her on summon number 200. If you get her before, the guarantee's gone. You already fulfilled it. You hit it before 200, but this is really important. You cannot go more than 200 summons without getting her. You can also use this to do something called pity manipulation. I will not be diving deep into that in this video. I have 2 long guides on that, and I have about 5 full videos on it. Just search fastidious pity manipulation. I'll put my main guide in the description in the top pinned comment if you want to learn more about that. But if you're willing to leverage this banner against the Eirlys Aeris banner, you will reap insane rewards when it comes to these heroes if things line up well. Very often they line up pretty well. Sometimes they line up fantastically. Sometimes you pull Diaochan on your first 10 pull, which is really cool. But obviously pity manipulation goes out the window. But is it worth it to go for Diaochan? Let's go through every scenario. You do not have her. Absolutely. There's nothing better to do for your account. Please, for the love of God, go pick up a copy. I have a video. It may be my video that picked up the most views the fastest, actually. It is who is the best limited of all time. This was about 2 months ago, even though it says a month, and I'm comparing Diaochan versus Kagiri. I hit all my points there. I think I have like 8 different comparisons I make. This is not to say Kagiri isn't exceptional, but Diaochan is the queen of all the limited heroes. She is phenomenal. I think I do make a bunch of good points in there, so absolutely go check that out if you want a deeper dive into her kit and how she stacks up to other limited heroes, specifically Kagiri. But just trust me, right? Please, I've been playing the game for over 2 years. Diaochan is a must-own unit. You need that base copy. So if you don't have her, there's your answer. Should you summon? The most definitive yes I've ever given of all time. Now, you already have Diaochan A0, but you don't yet have her A1. Well, why is her A1 so good? I don't want to spend too much time on this because most people know, but you can see it increases her basic attack range from this diamond to what I call the diamond with the corners filled out. You see it kind of squares up on all the ends. This range unlocks so much for this character. It is absolutely phenomenal. It enables so many unique placements, so many unique strategies. Getting this A1 is freaking everything. It allows her to fit everyone in. It allows her to be placed in very strategic and special spots for different comps. It is really, really good. So if you have her A0 and you don't have her A1, I highly, highly, highly suggest you pull on this. It is a very strong yes for me. I won't say it's as strong as picking up the base copy because maybe you have an unpolished soulstone lying around. She is an excellent, excellent hero to put an unpolished soulstone into. If you don't have her A1, getting her A1, in my opinion, is the best thing you can do with an unpolished soulstone in this game. But that being said, unpolished soulstones have become so rare. We have not gotten a free one in almost half a year. They drop so infrequently from Guild Boss, even when you're min-maxing everything. I've gotten one the entire year. I know some people that have gotten none this year. Yes, there are some people that have gotten like 4 and 5 and are super lucky, but I would bet the vast majority of players have only gotten 0, 1, 2, maybe if they're stupid lucky, 3. Let me know in the comment section below. Everyone I know is in the midst of a crazy soulstone drought. It seems that the rates have been tanked into the turf. So please, I would suggest just picking up this guaranteed copy and saving that soulstone for when you really need it and you can't control the situation. I will say she's not guaranteed until the 200th summon, so if you're looking a little light on your rare summoning crystals and your diamonds, that is something to consider. If you do not have her at all, it is 100% worth the gamble whether you have 2 summons or 199 summons. You don't need to have 200 summons to go for her. If you don't have her, this is your opportunity to go get her. You need her. If you have her A0, I still think it's worth the gamble, but I could hear the argument that you're going to hold out for a soulstone, something like that, until you have the 200 guaranteed. If you have the 200 guaranteed, and remember, this event is running till Monday, I really suggest you go pick up that A1. Okay, we got that out of the way. I'm assuming a lot of people did not click on this video for that advice. You clicked on this video for the advice I'm about to give. Are her other awakenings worth it? Short answer, yes. Longer answer, kind of. So what do I mean? Her A2 and her A3 are absolutely phenomenal. She is an inspiration hero with very low base attack. If we take a peek over here, her base attack at A0 or A1 is 2583. 2,583 attack. Since her inspiration is scaling off of her own attack and how much attack you're able to build upon her is scaling off of her base attack, it's kind of essential to get the most out of her to have her base attack as high as possible. And at A2, she picks up an additional 300 base attack. This additional 300 makes a major difference. I just did the math quickly. I said 12%. That was in my head. It's 11.6%, almost 11.7%. But you get it. That's a pretty major jump because your entire build, as you stack attack upon her, is going to scale off of that base attack. And then when she shares a percentage of her attack with all the allies in that crazy range from her A1, it's going to be higher because all the attack on her is going to be higher. That being said, because her base attack is so low, though this is a big jump, the difference is not exactly what you think. Is it major? Yes, I would say it's major. Is it game-breaking for a lot of content? I would actually say no. Unless your gear is really low, like if you're earlier on in the game, you'll really feel this. Later on, you notice it, but it's not like everyone starts doing 11% more damage. Absolutely not, because she's still only giving a percentage of that. Everyone will start doing a bit more damage, but a huge portion of the attack you're able to build on Diaochan actually does come from hunting flat attack in her substats, believe it or not. So this will be major. This will be significant. You will notice it, but unless you're earlier on in the game, it's not going to make the crazy impact you expect. It's not going to be game-changing, but it is strong. I say all this to make the point that her A2 is a luxury. If you have diamonds saved, if you have summons saved, or if you are pay to win, then I do think her A2 is for sure worth it. Just go for the one copy. I wouldn't keep trying to hit after that unless you're a really enormous spender. It's not like I'd pick up the guarantee for A1 and then keep gambling for the A2. I would only go to the 200 guarantee. But if you have the resources to do it, I do suggest you do that. So if you want to know what I'm doing, I have an A1 Diaochan, and I'm going to pull just for the guarantee, so up to the 200 summons, and that will be it. Now, what happens with her A3? Her A3 is a very strong awakening. So an essential thing to how Diaochan works is she has two modes or two stances. I call it white mode and black mode. You can call it hope mode and sorrow mode, whatever you want. We're calling it white and black here. Her white is her protection mode, her black is her damage buffing mode, and for each one of those modes, when you get her A3, both the passive effects are boosted. So she has the normal stuff she does in both modes, but then she has additional effects that come from this passive over here, Thorned Rose. So when she's in white mode, Diaochan's additional effect is going to be applying physical damage reduction and magic damage reduction to all the allies in range. With skill ups, this comes to a 20% reduction. However, this will be increased by 5% if you get her A3. So that's pretty huge, right? It's an additive increase. If you think of how much it's boosted, it's going from 20 to 25. That's a 25% boost from where it was. This is pretty significant. Is it gonna change so much content for you? Maybe. It depends on where you're stuck and how exactly you are stuck. All in all, it's excellent, but it's certainly a luxury. Then the additional effect she gets and she gives to allies when she's in black mode is she provides a constant, continuous, permanent uptime penetration increase to the two allies in range, which are not healers and which have the highest attack. So penetration allows those allies to shred both defense and magic resistance. They're ignoring 20% of that. That's kind of huge. So your physical DPS, your piercing DPS, they're ignoring the defense, and your magic DPS, they're ignoring the magic res. This allows them to deal a significant amount more damage. And then at A3, the number of allies she can give this boost to is increased by 1. So instead of your 2 allies in range with the highest attack that aren't healers, it is now the 3. Again, this is very nice. This will be a bigger impact than what she gives in white mode. This actually could be the difference in certain runs, you know, just breaking that shield or just hitting that next tier of rewards. But again, I do consider this a luxury. If you can afford to go for the luxury, and especially if you already have A2 Diaochan, please do go for it. Her A3 is super good. However, if you don't have tons and tons and tons of summons saved, or you're not ready to spend a lot of money potentially, or you don't have a load of diamonds, whatever it's going to be, her A1 is plenty for the vast majority of players. So if you zoom out, if you're hyper competitive, especially in boss modes, and you want to rack up the absolute highest number. You're competing against your guildmates, the people on your server, your friends, whatever. You really want to get all the top tier stuff. Having her A3 is really, really good. But again, I do consider it a luxury. So for the vast majority of players, if you don't have a ton of stuff saved, you can stop at A1, especially with the frequency of how many good new banners they're pushing out towards us, including the one we have starting tomorrow, introducing the new character Eirlys. It's kind of tough to suggest people that are on a tighter budget or have less saved. It's hard to suggest those people go for A2 and higher. A1 is what you're looking for. If you don't have A1, absolutely go for it. If you have A1, take everything else I said into consideration. If I wasn't a content creator that consistently gets a bunch of free diamonds because I'm very privileged to receive them, to be fully transparent. Okay, her A4 and her A5, these are non-starters. These are not worth it at all. If you have a ton saved, might as well go for the guarantee, do a pity manipulation, why not? But I don't even consider these luxuries. These are just fine, whatever awakenings. At A4, all damage reductions are increased by 8%. Those are reductions to her, so it's only reducing the damage that's hitting her. This is nice, but again, it's nothing special. It's just, hey, cool. A little bit better. Why not? And then her A5, it sounds better than it is. When you switch from white mode to black mode or black mode to white mode, once every 30 seconds, you are now able to trigger additional effects. So when you switch to white mode, so from black to white, there's going to be a big burst of AoE healing equal to 500% of Diaochan's attack. Very cool, not really needed, and you rarely switch her in a lot of content. And then when you switch from white to black, you get a nice chunk of rage regen. You're getting 2% rage regen per second, but this only lasts 5 seconds. It is really nice because it's all allies in range, but keep in mind, a lot of people are never switching her. I will say once you have her A5, you can use this strategically just to get these benefits when you have lulls in fights. But in general, if you're thinking of some really hard boss fight, like Abyss 1 or something, you're probably gonna leave her in black mode the whole time. This does have relevance. It is kind of nice. It could be really nice in the future if we have more content where you want to be switching her. But as it stands right now, I think this is, again, only a nice to have. So I hope that breaks down all her awakenings. The final thing to consider is how good is tomorrow's banner? What is the opportunity cost if you only have 200 summons and you go for Diaochan and you skip tomorrow's banner? Well, I will tell you straight up, Eirlys is incredibly good. Eirlys is not better than Diaochan, and Eirlys is not guaranteed. So if you only have the 200 summons and you don't have Diaochan or you only have her A0, there's no follow-up. You don't have to ask me in the comments. It's as simple as that. If that's your situation, you go for Diaochan. However, if you have A1 Diaochan, maybe you're lighter on the savings and you're looking at Eirlys and you're thinking she looks very strong, she looks very cool, you're correct. From what I can tell, a lot of creators keep comparing her to Elwyn. I compared her very briefly to Elwyn just because her second passive and Elwyn's second passive are very similar. However, in general, outside of that passive, they are not very similar at all. They're quite different units. So some people are saying, Eirlys isn't that good, she's not better than Elwyn. She's not Elwyn. If we're specifically talking global map-wide rage regeneration, then yes, her and Elwyn do that same thing, and actually Eirlys does it better. Yes, that's true. That is a natural comparison. But outside of that, their kits are completely different. Elwyn is a multi-target healer, an AoE healer. She has cost regeneration from her Wood Elf. She has summoning healing from her Wood Elf. She has cleansing. All else equal, Elwyn is still a better character than Eirlys. It's not really a comparison. Eirlys is more niche. However, within that niche, she is going to be shockingly dominant because this rage regeneration is so good and because all the other special unique things in her kit are so strong, though different, she's really going to shine. Particularly in GVG, without a doubt, certain arena content, and then certain PvE content outside of most bosses, she will be very, very strong. She's just going to be different. So how should you approach it? If you have the summons, you should be going for both. At the very least, I think you should do a pity manipulation for Eirlys. I just think this is a very good banner. To briefly mention it, Aeris is so strong. He's one of the best melee AoE units in the entire game. Post buff, he's even stronger. He's going to be phenomenal in Xerbis, the new guild boss. He's already amazing in Conqueror Codex. He's insane in Gear Raid 1. He's insane in Gear Dungeon 1. There's so many things. AoE Arena, he's very strong. There's so many places that he really, really shines. He's in 2 phenomenal factions. This is not a must-pull, must-have unit, but this is oh my god, I'm so happy I got this unit. I hope that makes sense. Aeris is not an Eloin Diaochan level unit, but he's a really good guy. So you've got 2 really good options on this banner. I do think if you can afford it or you have the stuff saved, you should do a pity manipulation. But outside of that, this is the priority banner. If you want to know way more about the Eirlys banner and the Aeris banner, I will have another video either later today. I'll have another video either tonight or tomorrow morning, so please look out for that. And if you just want to know literally everything there is to know about Eirlys, I dove insanely deep into her kit and did a full demo on how her signature mechanic works in my video yesterday. So I'll put a thumbnail of that over there, and I will link that in the description and the top pinned comment. I think that about covers it, guys. I know this was a longer one, but I just freaking love Diaochan. She's probably my favorite character in the game, and I think she's probably, for a lot of things, the singular strongest hero in the game. So there you go. I have been Fastidious. Quick reminder, we are doing a pulls party tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern time. That is 6 p.m. Central European time, and it is going to be for Diaochan, Eirlys, and Aeris, and mostly pity manipulation between the 2. So check that out. Be sure to sign up. Again, the sign-up sheet is in the description in the top pinned comment. I've been Fastidious. Share with your mother, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.